Have you ever found yourself doing something just because everyone else was doing it? You didn't question it, you didn't pause, you just followed. A trending belief, a popular opinion, a viral challenge, a line forming at the shop, you just join in. And maybe, just maybe, you weren't even sure why. There is a reason for that. It's called the head theory. And while it may sound harmless, it's quietly guiding millions away from the higher purpose. Today, let's break it down. And more importantly, let's break free. What is art theory? Art theory is simple. When a group begins to move in a direction, individuals tend to follow, even if that direction leads off a cliff. It is how sheep behave. It is how birds flock. And yes, it is often how humans act too. In psychology, it is tied to our deep desire for belonging, for safety, and for approval. The logic is if many people are doing something, then it must be right thing. But here is the problem. The majority isn't always right. Crowds can be wrong. Heads can panic. And when we follow without thinking, we surrender the very gifts that make us divine. Conscious choice. Think about history. The masses once believed the earth was flat. Crowds once cheered as innocent people were punished. Popular opinion has often stood on the wrong side of truth. So, if everyone is running in one direction, ask yourself, what are they running from? Now, let's talk spirits. Because deep within you, there is something far more sacred than the noise of the crowd. Your inner voice. Some call it intuition, others the Holy Spirit. It is the whisper of the divine within. The heart follows external noise. The awakened souls listen for inner sound. There is a moment in every spiritual journey when you must choose. Will I follow the crowd or will I follow the calling? Jesus was not part of the crowd. Jesus was not part of the crowd. He was the one who walked against it. Buddha left the palace. Moses walked into the desert, not the city square. The sacred path is often lonely, not because it is wrong, but because few are brave enough to walk it. Heart theory teaches us about the fear of standing alone. Spiritual truth teaches us about the power of standing alone with God. Let me tell you a little story. There was a young man named Kelechi. He lived in a village where everyone planted only one crop, cassava. It was his tradition, the way of the people. But Kelechi had a dream, a vivid vision. In it, he saw fields of vibrant green vegetables, fruits, and healing herbs. He woke up with a sense of clarity. He was supposed to plant differently. But when he shared his idea, the people laughed. Why change what works? They said. Don't try to be different, they warned. For a while, Kelechi was afraid. He considered letting go of the vision. But the voice inside kept whispering, plant what I showed you. So he did quietly, patiently, alone. Months passed, then a drought came. The cassava withered, the soil cracked, but Kelechi's garden flourished. His crops were nourished by deeper roots. When hunger struck the village, the same people who mocked him came to him for food, and he gave freely, without pride, without accent, because his purpose wasn't to prove anyone wrong. It was to follow what was right. The heart will always smooth. The pressure to follow will always be strong. But when the world shouts, slow down. When everyone is running, stop and ask, where am I going? The divine did not place you here to be a copy. You are a blueprint, not a duplicate. So today I challenge you. Listen more to your inner whisper. When the world's loud cheer, dare to walk the narrow paths. And remember, every time you step away from the crowd, you step closer to your calling. This is not rebellion, it is remembrance. You were never made to blend in. You were made to light the way. So now, let's take these truths a little deeper. Let's talk about something that touches our daily lives. Politics. Have you noticed how people vote? Not because of convention, but because of crowd momentum. Because their friends are doing it. Because their family has always supported that political party. Because this is the winning side. We trade discernment for convenience. We forget to ask, what does this leader stand for? What fruits follow their words? Instead, we get swept away in the rallying chants, the colorful posters, the hypes. We place our hope in popularity, not principles. And sometimes, without realizing it, we help to build systems that do not serve us. The heart may vote loud, but the truth often whispers. The same thing happens in our spiritual walk. We find ourselves in packed auditoriums, flashing lights, stadium-sized churches, because everyone goes there, because it is on TV, because the preacher is popular. But deep inside, something feels off. The words sound good, but they lack power. Don't forget, Christianity is about power. The message is sweet, but it lacks truth. And yet we stay, because the seats are full. Because living will mean standing out. Because questioning the crowd feels like rebellion. But Jesus himself warned us. Wide is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate, and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. You can find that in the book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 to 14. Christianity was never meant to be a popularity contest. Jesus didn't gather crowds. He drew them with truth, then filtered them with challenge. He spoke in ways that made people walk away, not running. So if your church, your leader, your gathering is loved by the crowd, but lacks the Spirit of Christ, it might be time to pause. Does this place make me more like Jesus, or does it make me more like the crowd? Because at the end of the day, heaven will not ask you who you followed, but why you follow them. So, my friend, if you find yourself surrounded by many, yet feeling empty inside, this is not confusion. This is your spirit calling you to truth. Don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to seek more. The path to your destiny may be lonely, but you are never alone. You were not created to follow blindly. You were called to walk boldly, not with the crowd, but with God. If this message stirs something in you, if it made you pause, reflect, or even question what you have been following, then don't let it end here. There is more truth, more clarity, more awakening. So if you are ready to walk a different path, to rise above the noise of the crowd and hear the voice within, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Follow me as we explore deeper truths, spiritual awakening, and the quiet power of conscious living. Like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and leave a comment. I want to hear your story too, because this is not just a channel. It is a movement of souls waking up, one step away from the hard, and one step closer to the divine. Until next time, stay awake, stay guided, and always walk in the light of God. God is love. It is all about God.